Chicago, Scene 1, Take 5. Action.
Hey, it's me, Yosh. I'm here to share one of my paranormal Chicago stories with y'all. A couple of days ago, I saw a young lady making videos about paranormal Chicago, and I thought I'd share some of my experiences with y'all. I'm gonna tag her somewhere in my video so y'all know where I got my inspiration. But here's one of my oldest or earliest memories / paranormal Chicago stories. So I'm about 7 or 8 years old, and I'm running errands with my mother one day. Now we end up in this department store, this big warehouse size clothing store on Halsted. It's like on Halsted, and on the right side of the building, it's a big giant clothing store. All the other stores look like they're closed down or abandoned. And it's like southwest, a little bit going west, but mostly south side off Halsted. If you know where this place might be, you can let me know. But I think it's closed down now. Anyways, I'm running errands with my mother this day. We go into the store and it's completely empty except for this one man, the first man I saw, and then the second man who my mother was having a conversation with the whole time. I think it's worth noting that nothing in the store looked like anything my mother would purchase for herself or anyone else. Like, it was a clothing store, but it wasn't anything like my mom would buy, right? So, number one, what are we doing in here? Hold on one second. So, we're in a clothing store that, we've never been in before and never been back to since this day. My mother ended up having a conversation with this man, this one like Arab looking man, for a really long time. And I don't mean any offense to anybody. That's just what we say in Chicago. We actually say Arab, but he looked like Middle Eastern. He had the whole like silk blouse, like Versace, like print, whatever. Him and the other guy too, except the other guy was noticeably melanated. He looked like a black man. He looked like Peaches and Herb, like Herb from Peaches and Herb, but he just didn't look as tall. He looked shorter, but his hair was like deep wavy. It went back into a ponytail, but it wasn't enough ponytail hair in the ponytail. My daughter doesn't think this part is significant, but I do. I think it lends to the understanding of the story of what happened, right? So this man is sitting, like leaning over on the counter, kind of looking over the store, but not really moving. Like, it looks like if he is moving, he's moving mad slow, and he's just like, what is there to look at? Because no one was in there, right? Except me, my mom, the guy she's talking to, and him across the store, right? So what does he do? He locks eyes on me. And now I'm feeling a little nervous, and I'm like, I want to tell my mom, like, hey, could we wrap it up? But also, I don't play with my mama like that. Like, I wouldn't dare rush that lady. But because of the way the man was looking at me and how nervous it was making me feel, I couldn't help but to give her a little nudge, like, hey. And she didn't like say anything to me. She didn't even acknowledge. She just kind of looked at me like she understood what I was trying to say and went back to her conversation. But the whole time she's finishing talking to this one guy, I'm like peeking out the corner of my eye, and he's just still staring at me. Like, he's just staring at me, not moving enough for like a human being, like, working in a clothing store. Like, he could have been folding something or doing something, but he just sitting there like looking at me, right? So we leave. We leave the store and we end up living our lives, right? Everything's fine. Until that night, I'm getting ready to go to bed, and I remember like, oh shit, like, I start thinking about old boy from earlier, and I tell my mom, like, I'm sleeping in your bed, and she didn't give me any trouble, which sometimes she would, but this night she let me sleep in her bed, right? So my mom had like a queen size bed, but it was just me and her. So I'm sleeping in the middle, and my mom's sleeping on the edge, and then there's her little dresser, and then the wall and the window, right? And in between the dresser, in between the bed and the wall, there's a space where you can walk through and put stuff and whatever, right? I woke up in the morning, I sat up and I turned and looked over my mother, and there's this man's head, just his head, floating next to my mother, next to the bed, looking right at me, floating. I know it was only his head, not his body, because I could see it's like daylight, sunlight pouring into the window. So, I'm looking, because I'm thinking, oh my God, he crouched over the side. He finna, you know, I'm scared, like, but then I'm trying to process, like, why doesn't he have a body, right? And he's looking at me the same way he was looking at me in the store. Now at this point, I'm waking my mama up. I don't care if she cursed me out. I don't care if she beat me. It don't make me no difference, lady. You finna see this. You got to get up, right? Do you know my mother would not wake up? Like, I'm pushing her. I'm shaking her. I'm crying the whole time. He's just staring at me. She doesn't move. Like, my mother's a light sleeper, so I thought that was strange that she didn't get up. She didn't wake up at all, like, during this episode, right? And I know I wasn't dreaming, because I know the difference between me dreaming and me being awake. And I know 1,000% I was wide awake when this happened, right? So the only thing I could think to do was to kind of crouch back behind my mother, bury my face, like, you know, like where her stomach is, and cover up my head. And I was waiting for her to wake up, right? And I think I fell asleep somewhere along this time. So, you know, when we wake up for the day and everything, like, I'm okay. And I felt like telling my mother the story about what happened, but I don't think I did. And I don't think I slept in my mother's room anymore when I was scared after that. But yeah, that was my paranormal Chicago story. I wanted to share that in case anybody else had a similar experience, or they went to that store and seen that Catman, Peaches and Herb Catman, and you know who that is, or what that was, because he didn't really say like what he wanted. He didn't ask me for nothing. I didn't feel like, I don't know, you know, spiritually or energetically, if anything was taken or exchanged. All I know is he sat there staring at me like, you know, like I don't know. I don't even know what the, you know what. Okay. So, thank y'all so much for listening to my paranormal Chicago story. As they pop up into my memory, or I, you know, do my little shadow book, is usually when all the little juice come up. I'll let y'all know. Thank you so much for watching.
Cut.